Welcome back, guys. Monday Night Football is finally upon us, and the Eagles are set to host the Washington Redskins tonight in Philadelphia. I mean, we finally got through this little mini bye week that we've had, coming off the Thursday night win, waiting all the way till Monday. It was brutal, but, collectively we got through it together. So, look, I'm Kevin Taylor, your host here. This is Birds Fly Talk, and this is the game plan. So here's how this works. I'm going to give you my game plan, what I think the Eagles need to do to secure a win and get to 6-1 against the Washington Redskins. So here's what I do. I hit offense, defense. If there's something special in special teams, I touch on that, but more or less just stick to offense and defense, and then I'll touch on an X factor, which could be a matchup, a player who needs to have a big performance. It could be a coach. It could be anything. It could be the fans for all I care. I mean that. So offense, defense, special teams. We hit those. That rounds about our game plan for the game, and hopefully the Eagles can do just that and get to 6-1. So let's get started. So look, offensively, I like our matchup overall. Josh Norman is out, so I expect Alshon Jeffrey to be more active in this game. Props to Norman. He is a very good cornerback, and his presence is felt when he's on the field. But he is out, so we need to take advantage of that. Also, Brashad Breeland also might be out. And even if he's not, he's got a knee, so I'm definitely going to be testing him to see how he's moving on that knee. I hit him with some double moves, some post patterns, things like that. Quick intermediate routes, things that really are going to make him work and flip his hips, push off of that knee, see where he is at. And if he's not 100%, we're gonna make him pay for being out there on the field. But other than that, I really like this matchup on offense. I don't see anyone who's really outmatched. Zach Ertz, when I think about, the linebackers on the Redskins, well, they're good. But Zach Ertz has proven now that it doesn't really matter who he matches up against. He's still going to ball out. He's still going to have a big game. He's had a coming of age. And so understanding his performance, I like his matchup. He's going to be a safety valve and also a red zone threat for Carson Wentz, which we've seen, time in and time again. Alshon Jeffrey, like I said, he's going to be lively in this one. Aguilar, definitely love his matchup in the slot. I see him having another big game. And then Torrey Smith is going to be there, obviously stretching that defense. Carson Wentz is up to him to be efficient with the ball, spread the ball around, be smart with it. Obviously get the run game going. We had success against them in week 1, but not nearly the amount of success that we wanted to have. And I definitely see us having a big night against this defense. There's nothing that tells me that we shouldn't. Jonathan Allen, their defensive lineman from Alabama, he's out. So they're going to be losing pressure in there. But mainly, being smart with the football, diversifying passing, passing downfield. Our first down passing is very important, or our first down running. Getting positive yards, getting into second and manageable, third and manageable. Those types of things will help us to stay the number one, converting third down team in the league. In addition to that, something that's been a common theme, Carson Wentz is the most blitz quarterback in the league. He was 8 for 21 against the Carolina Panthers against the blitz. But that's not necessarily saying that, he was terrible against the blitz, because he did some good things. But it's really up to our running backs to pick up the stunts that the Redskins are going to hit us with. They like to do a lot of things with the linebackers coming in where pretty much, defensive linemen will engage or they'll shoot in first and maybe tag an offensive lineman and then, get a defensive lineman to come in on a stunt around, things like that, to get, the running backs confused on who they're picking up, and then ultimately get offensive linemen to let defensive linemen go through. And those stunts have worked on the Eagles in the past. I fully expect the Redskins to blitz heavy, especially after seeing what the Carolina Panthers did to us, and how much they sent the blitz. Definitely not that much. That was kind of obscene, but definitely expect the blitz. So it's up to us it's up to our running backs, to pick up that blitz and to understand, to be knowledgeable of it. Definitely am happy to have Smallwood back because, it's no offense to, Kenyon Barner, but he's only been here a couple weeks. He was not ready to pick up those blitzes last week in Carolina, and it showed. So having Smallwood, who's comfortable in the offense, who's been actually a pretty good pass blocker, thus far. And then obviously Blunt is just a bully. He understands it and can hold his own back there is huge. It's key, especially for a defense like this that's going to be coming after us. But if the offense can do that, we're in good shape. I see us putting up 30-plus points in this game. And that's my keys. Stunts, huge. We have to pick them up. And it can't be Kenyon Barner trying to pick those stunts up. It's just not going to work that way. All right, so let's move on. For the defense, pressure. We have to keep doing what we've been doing. This is a good offensive lineman, okay? Offensive line, not offensive lineman. This is a good offensive line, and we need to keep that pressure up. Keep doing what we've been doing. Fletcher Cox, he's got to have a big game against Brandon Scherff. I mean, when we look at Fletcher Cox, he's kind of been, and when he doesn't have to play someone, who's at a Pro Bowl level like himself, he shows up. And in some games when he's played Pro Bowlers, he's disappeared. Last week he had a great game against a great guard. And so if we can get work our stunts and work how we move our defensive linemen and get Fletcher Cox in one-on-one battles and even in his double teams, Timmy Jernigan will eat. But he has to have a big game, and we have to get pressure on Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins is forced to get that ball out fast, he's uncomfortable. We contain, we get that pressure going, get him to release the ball quick. That takes care of the down the field passes. It helps our cornerbacks out, who are our weakest part of our secondary, and ultimately will give us the advantage that we want in this game. And then moving on, when we look at some matchups here, Chris Thompson, to me, is our biggest nightmare on this team. He's hurt the Eagles quite a bit in the past. We have to find a way to contain him. He scored on us last time, kind of on a fluke play. They really like to run the screen game to him, work him out of the backfield, even throw him out on the flank as a wide receiver, have him come back around. They feature him a lot on third down. He's their Sproles, per se. And so understanding that, obviously the film study is huge, and we have to be smart. Our linebackers, Hicks, Bradham, they have to be vigilant, and then how we line up against those plays is very important to containing him. We contain him, that takes away, Kirk Cousins' lifeline, his little support right there, dump offs, things like that, intermediate routes, things like that. Following that, we're going to have to battle with Jordan Reed. Obviously, he's a great tight end. He hasn't really, had a crazy game yet, and we want to keep that trend going. Our linebackers have been playing pretty good. Our leading tacklers on this team are, Bradham and Kendricks, and they've been playing like some dogs. So I hope that Hicks can come back in this game, really have a good showing. Hopefully he's closer to 100% than he was last week, and they can match up well. Obviously, Malcolm Jenkins will get his licks with Jordan Reed too. We battle with him, limit his plays, and fight hard in the red zone. We've got a great chance to do something great here and get a good win, and even, get a comfortable win here. That's what I really want. And then obviously everything that I just said, the pressure, taking away the long ball and forcing the intermediate routes and then containing Chris Thompson, that all goes to show and will affect, Pryor's impact on this game. He's their deep threat, and that connection there with Kirk Cousins hasn't been there yet, and we don't want it to show up this week. So we do all those things. We battle Reed. We contain Thompson. It will eliminate, Pryor's impact on this game, and then we're sitting pretty. That's when we can sit there and fire on all cylinders. That's when we get our swagger going. We play loose, and those are the things that I want to see happen in this game. Obviously, we're going to give up some plays. It happens. But that's what we need to be striving for that type of game plan. highlighting those matchups, putting that pressure and getting to Kirk Cousins. Not just pressures. We want to hit him. We want him to understand, and the crowd's going to have a big part too. If anyone says that Philly doesn't have a home field advantage, they're lying. So we're going to be loud. We're going to be hype, and we can't wait to get going there. So finally, to end this segment, my X factor for this game, it's not one player. This is a division game. This is going to be a team win. This is a very balanced, game plan we've got here. So the execution led by Carson Wentz, that's what's going to get the job done here. The defense, obviously, they need to go out there and play like a bunch of men. And Carson Wentz has to lead his team. He's got to be dialed in like he has been. He's got to play at a very high level. And he doesn't have to, he doesn't have to go out there and throw 4 touchdowns, in this game. But he plays at the level he's been playing, and the Eagles walk away with a W here. And that's what I foresee in this game here. I like the Eagles a lot in this game. I'm thinking a score of 34-16 for the Birds. And I see them, moving on to 6-1, putting the Washington Redskins behind them, going up a total of 3.5 games on them in the division, getting a more comfortable lead, and putting their eyes on the 49ers next week. But only time will tell. So look, I'm Kevin Taylor. This is Monday Night Football, the game plan, Eagles versus Redskins. I'm so pumped. I'm hyped. Can't wait to see you guys out there. And look, just like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. Connect with us on Twitter and Instagram. Give us a follow. Shout us out. All that kind of good stuff. DM us. We'll answer you. We really will. So look, once again, Kevin Taylor here. Birds Fly Talk, the game plan. Lock in, baby. Eagles, please stand up. Let's get a dub. I'm hyped. Monday Night Football. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Peace.